Okay, this is just a video to thank NJW1383 on YouTube. Gentleman calls himself Nick. He made a video about blue-green algae, and he had a solution that sounded kind of wacky to me, but it's working. So here's the video for you, Nick. I just wanted to show you. This thing was covered. You couldn't even see it. My rocks down here, you couldn't even see these rocks. It's actually, it just looks like it's melting away slowly. Now, I did your dosing, 1 ml per gallon, and this is a 66-gallon Hagen tank. It's a pretty old tank. I've had it for quite some time. I've only been running it for 8 months. I picked this up really cheap off a friend, and when I first set it up, this thing was immaculate. I had way more plants than I do now. Some beautiful bunch plant back here and behind this that was up, and it would just crawl all over the place. It was started off great, and then as soon as I got this algae, it just ate the shit out of all my plants. It just crawls all over everything. Now this is the first time in a long time that my tank has gone 1 week and still look fairly clear. Like, I'm getting some algae buildup in here in the corners and stuff. You know, that's easy to clean off and things like that. But this algae right here was growing so fast at one time I could almost watch the shit grow. So anyway, I ran into NJW1383, his video about this, and he says to use 3% hydrogen peroxide, and I thought it was kind of weird, and I thought it was going to hurt my fish, but as you can see, my fish are just fine. These guys have already had about 3 doses within the last, I think, 4 days. So I did 66 mil the first time, and I noticed it was actually receding a bit, but not quite as quick as a lot of people were saying. So the next day I went in with a syringe and went into the most problem areas, which was in here, and this Amazon sword was just covered in it. And these guys I just cleaned off with my hands, because I just figured I can't wait. I can't stand my tank looking like this, covered in this green shit. But it's like a mask, and you can't even see leaves or anything. It looks like a blanket made of this stuff when it's all over the place, and it's just brutal. It grows so fast you can almost watch it grow. Anyway, so instead of doing water changes, I tried water changes, I tried buffer pads, I've tried everything, and then finally, like, you know, a message from heaven, I ran into this gentleman here. I'll see if I can show you. This is his YouTube, right? NJW1383, Nick. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This shit has been a pain in my side for 8 friggin' months. And this seems to be working really well, and like I said, it's not hurting my fish. Look at these guys. They've been like this up and at them, and their colors are always bright. It hasn't affected them one bit. I will do a water change sometime later on this week though, just to be sure. Make sure I don't poison my fish or nothing bad happens to them. And the only other thing I did was just turn my air stone up more, get more oxygen in the tank. And I installed a spray bar today instead of the spout I had in here, and it gives me actually more room to clean the glass. I always run a sifter because I run an open aquarium on the top, and I also run a waterfall filter as well as a canister. And this one I bought for a couple $100 off online from True Aqua. They got a built-in UV light. That's this little bubble here. That's a switch. I've turned it off because I found when I turn it on, it seems to make this type of algae grow more. So actually, now that I've turned that off, I'm making some headway with this. But I'm going to attribute a lot to the peroxide, because I actually did go in here with a syringe and spray it on there, and you can watch this stuff bubble when you spray it on there. It fizzes almost like Alka-Seltzer. If you look at it closely, they're very fine bubbles when you do. And that's about it. So I just, well, like I said, thank you again, Nick. This has been friggin' awesome. My fish look happy. I'm happy with the way this thing looks now. I just got to get my plants up to snuff. So I make my own plant farms in a couple 10 gallons that I have in my bedroom. I just regrow little sprouts from these guys, and they actually grow immaculate in my smaller tanks. I have no problems there. So if I lose all these guys, it's not a big deal. They're all pretty much one plant, except for the Amazon sword, that one in the corner. That's the only really difference. I don't want to buy any more plants because the ones that I did buy to put in here got eaten by that algae. And yeah, so it's been expensive, it's been arduous, it's been a pain in the ass to get rid of this, but like I said, follow that gentleman's instructions. 3% peroxide, 1 mil per gallon, and I don't think you can steer yourself wrong with that. So good luck for the rest of you having this problem, and thank you very much, Nick.